Hey, good evening, everyone. So on this video, I'm going to be doing math. I had a request to do math calculations. So we're going to do a short session on math since I'm right now in Philadelphia with one of my coaches with a lot of other realtors, and I'm following through with my commitment to all of you. So be prepared to review some of this real estate math calculations. We're going to go through maybe just one formula that is used for a lot of the problems. Okay, and it's percentages, it's rates. And so on the screen, okay, it's on chapter 8, and this is from one of the books that I was using, Champion Real Estate book. So that shows you that the sales exam, okay, for the national has about 8 questions, okay? So be ready to do this real estate math and for about 15 minutes, okay? So what's up, everybody? This is Lillie Hendy with Agent Prep coming to you from Philadelphia. And if this is your first time to this channel, I cover math, I cover national questions, state questions, and vocabulary to help you pass your real estate exam. So if this is your first time, hey, click the subscribe button, click that little bell so that you get alerts every time I post a new video, and like this video. That way, every time I come on, or you can also watch the videos afterwards, because they are recorded and they're on YouTube, they're on our Facebook group, the Agent Prep Facebook group, and the YouTube Agent Prep group. Okay, with that said, let's get started here. Okay, so a lot of the calculations that we use in real estate have to do with percentages. Checking the area, square footage, a lot of that. So today I'm going to cover about the purpose of this chapter, okay? And this is in the Champion book. So if anybody did Champion, you can resort to this book. And so it'll provide you some examples of possible math questions on the exams. So topics considered for math questions, okay, will be listed below, but I'm not going to cover the whole chapter. Just a few of the things. So we use math for property area calculations. There's different formulas. Okay, base times height. Okay, if you're doing the square footage of a room for carpeting, right? So you have 4 sides. However, you only have to multiply the length times the width. Okay, so that's property area calculations are also for acreage. So you have the length and you have the width. The width is usually the frontage, what's facing the road. Other calculations are used for property valuation, like the appraisers, okay, on our CMAs, comparable market analysis, gross rent multiplier, and that's for brokers only, the questions that they'll ask about that. Equity and taxes. And of course, hey, you want to know how your commission and compensation is calculated, right? So don't hate math, although a lot of us do. I love math. Financing costs, okay, for the loans, the interest, loan to value, amortization of the loans. And typically, the lender is dealing with this. However, you want to be able to understand it. So how is a 30-year loan amortized? What is a point? A point is 1% of the loan amount. What are the penalties and fees, okay, when somebody goes default? And closing costs. I talked about the acronym PITI. What does PITI stand for? PITI. Principal, interest, taxes, and insurance. So the video that I did on Saturday, we talked about those acronyms. So principal, interest, taxes, and insurance. So anytime we have a mortgage payment, it's going to include those 4 things if the lender is asking for an escrow account, which is for taxes and insurance. The seller's net sheet, okay? the proration. So in the state of Texas, our proration is based on 365 days. In other states, it is based on 360 days. So for those of you that are in Texas, we use 365. For those of you that may be in another state, you'll want to look to see what the proration method is used there. If it's 360 or 365, and that's for prorating when properties are bought and sold. You know, you prorate taxes, rents, deposits, interest on the, let me see, what are the things I'm thinking here? Oh, HOAs. So things like that are prorated at close of escrow. So the owner pays for taxes up to the closing date. And hi, I'm doing a video. And then, sorry, got distracted here. So seller pays for taxes, property taxes from ownership to closing date, the buyer after closing date, okay? And then if there's the debits and the credits, that's in the settlement statement, which is called the closing disclosure, okay? So you've got your seller's settlement statements, debits and credits, and the buyer's debits and credits. And the bottom line has to match, okay? All the expenses. If there's a transfer tax, and there could be a transfer tax for foreign owners, international owners, or any other investment. So when you're dealing with investments, you're talking about appreciation. How do you calculate appreciation? Depreciation, rate of return, okay, and others, property management and budget calculation. So let's say later on you decide you want to be a property manager. Well, you need to know how to do a lot of these calculations. So a lot of these are done with the following formula. Part divided by percentage times total. This is an extremely important formula, okay? So the part can be divided by percentage, or the part can be divided by the total. So what is a part? A part is a percentage of the total. Like you have a pie, right? So a quarter of a pie is like 25% of the total. The total pie is 100%. The part is less than 100% or greater than 100%. Okay, and then the percentage would be, what is the percentage of the total that is the part? So this can be written in three different ways. Part equals percentage times total. So part equals percentage times total, or part here equals part divided by total. So the horizontal line, okay, that's a division. So part divided by total equals percentage, or part divided by percentage equals the total. This formula is used in a lot of the calculations, okay, in the national exam, which applies to any state. Okay, so learn and understand this. It took me a while to understand this little, they call it the T formula, okay? Part divided by percentage, or part divided by total, or part equals percentage times total. So as you see here, it's called the T formula. So to use the T, cover up whatever it is that you are trying to find. So if you're trying to find what part of the total is 50%, so you're going to hide the part. So what are you going to do? Percentage times the total will give us the part. Okay? So that T tells you how to solve whatever you're looking for. You're looking for the total. You're going to do total equals part divided by percentage. Okay? If you're looking for the percentage, part divided by the total. So this is very important. This one formula, okay, is extremely important for a lot of the national questions that you're going to deal with. And today I'm not going to go over any questions. But as you see here, many real estate problems involve a rate or a percentage. Okay, so a rate is a number, and a percentage. A percentage is a number expressed as part of the 100. So the total is equal to 100. So a house sold for 500,000 today, but a few years from now, it sold for 700,000. So what percentage of profit is that? Okay, is how you calculate using the T. Sometimes it takes doing the calculation twice in order to find the answer and using the T formula. So the total is equivalent to 100. That's the total part. Therefore, 6% here is 6% out of the total. So 0.06 times the total, right? So it's 6. Whenever we have a percent or rate, we have an all-purpose formula based on the following sentence. A part is percentage of the total. Remember that, okay? Crucial that you remember, because this formula, okay, is used for calculating these different types of equations or types of problems. So here you have the part, the percent, and the total, right? So here's the formula: part, percent, and total. So part equals percentage times the total. So if you know what the part is, so the commission equals commission times the sales price, okay? Percentage and total. Interest equals interest rate, 5%, 6%, 2%, 3% today, times the principal. And what is the principal? The principal amount of the loan that the lender is providing. Profit equals the profit rate. So if they profited 10%, okay, times the original cost. Okay, so they sold it years later and they made a 10% profit. What did they actually sell it for? Okay, so you have the original cost, you have the profit, and then that'll give you what they profited. Tax equals tax rate times assessed value. Loan equals loan to value. Okay, know that acronym, loan to value rate times the sales price. Because loan to value is what the lender is going to provide. 80% of the loan, 90%. If it's an FHA loan, they loan 96.5%. If it is a VA loan, they loan 100%, right? And ask for the sellers to contribute towards the buyer's closing cost. So that's for the loan to value rate times the sales price. So remember, part is equal to the percentage of the total, percentage times total. So it keeps going. Sales price equals a percent of the list price, okay? And your commission is a percentage of the sales price, our commission, I should say. So then net annual income is the capitalization rate. That's another formula that you'll want to learn, times the market value. The market value is the value of today that the buyer and the seller agreed upon. A point equals 1% times the loan amount, not the offer price, not the list price, but the loan amount. That is a point. Appreciation equals an appreciation rate times the original value. So how much did the property appreciate? Okay, if it appreciated 5%, 10%, 3%, annual appreciation rate is common in most properties. Right now, properties have been appreciating quite a bit because it's a seller's market and there's a high demand for it during COVID. Why? Because the interest rates are extremely low. They went down to the 2s and the 3%. So that's why there's a lot of buyers and we're running out of inventory. And then appreciated value equals 100% plus the appreciation percent. So that's where I said the part equals greater than 100. Okay, 100 plus the appreciation value. So let's say it appreciated 3%. It's 103. Okay, times original value. Okay, so 1.03 times the original value. So it's more than 100. Depreciation is less than 100. It's the depreciation rate times the original value. And then depreciation, so this is how, the property ages. The IRS allows us to depreciate an investment property for 27 and a half years. So each year, the property's value is depreciated 1/27 and a half. Okay, depreciated value. So the depreciated value is going to be less than 100. 100% minus, did it depreciate 3%? Did it depreciate 5%? Times the original value of the property, okay, when it was originally purchased. And then PITI, PITI, principal, interest, taxes, and insurance. Those are what are owed whenever there's a mortgage on a property. Okay, in our state of Texas, we have deed of trust, but it still has principal, interest, taxes, and insurance, PITI. And that is usually 28% times the monthly income. And certain lenders will allow, okay, a smaller percentage, maybe FHA and such. Okay, so that's the main thing that I wanted to cover today, okay, is this formula, the T formula, part divided by percentage or part divided by total equals, so part equals percentage times total. So the vertical line is multiplication. The horizontal line is division. So since the part is on top, the formula will be part equals percentage times total, or part divided by percentage equals total, or part divided by total equals percentage. Okay, learn this formula. It'll help you calculate a lot of the national questions, and you have 8 in the sales exam. Okay, I think they still have 8, maybe increased it to 9 or 10, being that this was from 2018. All right, whenever you have any questions, post it on the Facebook group. You can comment on the YouTube channel, on the comments, okay? Or you may message me on Messenger, okay, as Wow Lillie Handy, if you have any questions. But it's best to put it in the Facebook group or in the YouTube channel. So this video is saved and it's recorded for you to review at any time. So study your math. We'll do some more math at a later session so that we can review some problems on how to expect, how they're going to be worded and how to solve them. Okay, with that said, this is Wednesday evening. So you all, catch you later. Until next time. Bye.